Here's how to spot dating advice on the internet that'll actually keep you stuck in insecure loops with the people that you're dating. It's actually really simple. You just need to pay attention to the language. If the title of the video or the bulk of the information says things like 3 messages that you can send to make your avoidant obsessed with you, 5 messages to text your ex to get them back, 3 ways to make your avoidant chase you, all of this is controlling language. Do this to make them do that. You've seen these all over your feed, right? So let's talk about how and why this advice keeps you stuck in insecurity and how it's actually the opposite of connection and healing. So let's start with what actually drives feelings of insecurity. Things like doubt, uncertainty, low self-esteem, or even fears of just not being good enough. And the opposite of that, what actually helps us feel secure, feeling certain, not having doubt, feeling worthy, feeling chosen. But the problem is when you follow this quick fix, fake it till you make it bits of advice, all it's doing is giving you a sense of control. It's all an illusion. And what happens if you send these texts and the person on the receiving end of it doesn't respond in the way that you believe that they would or you were told that they would? You spiral. Because all of this advice is just getting you to outsource your emotional security onto someone else. And your feelings of security is completely dependent on how this person responds. And that's not security, that is insecurity. And insecurity thrives on uncertainty. So when you've sent that message and they don't respond in the way that you hoped, your anxiety spikes. And so then what do many people do? They go back to these gurus looking for the next hack, the next text, the next trick, just looking for something to make the uncertainty stop and give them that sense of control over what is going on in the dynamic. And at the end of the day, the only thing that we have control over is ourselves. We have no way of controlling what someone else is thinking, what they are doing, and what they are feeling. And these are the cycles that just keep perpetuating, that keep fueling that cycle of dysregulation. So remember, the easy way to tell if the content that you are consuming is potentially harmful is paying attention to the language. Make someone obsessed, get someone to chase you. Because the only time that we are reaching for manipulation is when we are trying to control the outcome, which is what we do when we are feeling insecure and uncertain, which means we are not operating out of a place of emotional security. But yes, these tactics might get you short-term attention. Hell, they might even get your ex back. But they won't build long-term emotional safety and build your internal resilience and your own sense of self-worth and emotional security. It all comes from emotional awareness, self-regulation, and boundary setting. So if you are consuming content on the internet, especially that around attachment theory and attachment styles, I would be very cautious of consuming it to try and get your ex back. The best way that you can use attachment theory is to understand yourself, how you show up in relationships, what your patterns are, and how you can develop your own sense of emotional safety within yourself.